So I went to a local card show today, not too far from me, around about 25 minutes or so, and I purchased some cards. Probably what you'd expect from going to a card show, but the main reason I wanted to make this video was to conquer my anxiety. Now, what anxiety? If you've gone back, you watched the first video that we posted, you would understand why I'm making this channel, and it is to break through some barricades. So one of the things was that I really wanted to do was A, get this content out there and start posting some Pokemon stuff, but also get over my anxiety of being out in public and filming and talking to a camera and just all that kind of thing. I did film a few things, but probably not as good as I was anticipating. You know, you get there and that little thing on your back really does get to you when you do pull up. I went in, I left the house, I was pumped up. I was like, yeah, let's do this. I'm ready to go. And I got there and yeah, just couldn't do it. But nonetheless, I did still get some clips of the venue and, you know, some of the cards and cabinets and little things like that. So as we do go through the video today, you'll see little things pop up and all that jazz, and we'll go through some things. Yes, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to jump in here quickly. I did film some clips going to the show, so I'm going to crop them in now. I don't really talk about it in the structured stuff that I did, so yeah, I guess fairly new to this, so I'm just going to start cropping in and get a little bit better at my storytelling. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of the talking content that I filmed both on the camera and on my phone, and then obviously we'll get to what cards picked up and a little bit more. Okay, we have arrived. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my phone and not the camera because I'm really worried it's going to be super fucking busy and I'm not even going to be able to really film too much. So I'll try and get as much as I can on my phone. The quality might not be as good as it is on here, but I'm going to try and get as much as I can. I'm hopefully going to get a few interactions and things like that too. So yeah, wish me luck. I did set up a little checklist to do. So I had some to-do lists in no particular order. I'm doing these off the top of my head and I'm really hoping that I've got them in order on the screen. So the first one was to pick up 2 Phantasmal Flames cards for my master set, which I'm hoping to complete. So like I said in the last video, I've ripped a fair few of the Phantasmal a few of the Phantasmal Flames, and what we went ahead and did is we've gotten a lot of it. We've gotten a lot of it done. We've done the whole base master set of it, but now we're just waiting to get a few other little things here and there done. So what we'll do is we'll jump to the table and we will go through what we picked up and whether or not we were successful or not, right? So the first lot of cards that we did pick up was Phantasmal Flames cards. So I actually ended up going over my budget a little bit. I actually didn't realize until I got home that I went over my budget. What I actually like to do is I like to plan out what I'm gonna do as far as what cards I'm gonna pick up and things like that before I go to a card show. It stops me from spending way too much money. So that's a little bit of a tip that I can give to a lot of people. So unfortunately I picked up 3 cards, but you'll see why in a second. It may make up for it. So the first card, well, I'll do the first card that I actually picked up. So one of the first cards that I actually picked up was this Piplup, IR. Really cute card, absolutely love this card. I saw it and I was like $30, it's not too bad. This was actually probably my chase card from this set that I really did want. And I was just glad I was able to pick it up for such a decent price. Look, I do anticipate this probably going down a little bit, but really do love this card. Then followed up by a Mega Sharpedo EX full art. I absolutely love the full arts in the current Phantasmal Flame sets and just the mega sets in general. They're all really cool. So this one wasn't too bad for $15. Really cool card. The conditioning on them all has been quite good. I'm assuming they're all just pack fresh essentially, so there's nothing that's too concerning for the backs, and they're just going to be raw cards anyway, so there's no reason why I should be too concerned about the back, which you will see when I get to my national deck stuff. But again, awesome card, absolutely love this. Followed by the third one that I accidentally picked up is the Mega Lopunny EX. Again, another full art. Absolutely love how they just have the normal version of the Pokemon in the background, followed by the mega version of it in the front. So really cool card. Absolutely love them. Really like this set too, and I like that it's quite small. It's going to be quite easy to master. I think it'll get a lot of people back into Pokemon as well. Again, even though people are getting into it, but it's a good excuse to get people in. I think this set is going to be printed to the absolute hills, so it'll be interesting to see, you know, how cheap all these cards get, or how cheap the sealed product gets as well. Moving into number 2. So number 2 was to pick up 2 cards that I needed to complete my Mega Evolutions Master Set. Now, Mega Evolutions, I didn't open as much. I did open a booster box and I think one ETB, but I haven't really ripped too much else outside of that. My partner will occasionally come home with a pack that she finds, and at the moment, obviously, most of the time, it has been Mega Evolutions. So I have been ripping some of that. I think I'm pretty close to finishing that master set as well. So there isn't really too many spots left. So we'll see what I picked up while we were there. Let's jump to the table. Now, next up was the Mega Evolutions cards that I needed. So I did need a few cards in this set. It wasn't anything too crazy. You know, I picked these up from a pretty decent vendor. The guy was pretty cool. I picked up 3 cards from him. I think I've got a video of the actual, the vendor and things like that. I think I've done that for a lot of these. You'll see me overlap with them, and you'll see like their cases and all that kind of thing as well. So, you know, hopefully I've got a few of the names and things like that of the vendors that were there, just to give them a little bit of a shout out. Although I know I'm a small channel, no one's probably going to see any of this stuff really for a while. It's just cool to sort of give back to the community, because I absolutely love the community at the moment. So we got a Night Stretcher. So we picked up the Night Stretcher, really playable card for anybody that plays in the TCG. Absolutely love this card. It's actually really cool. I really like what they did with the full art trainer cards moving forward. I like they started doing the item cards, so people can really bling out those decks. Then we have a Mega Kangaskhan full art. Again, love it. Like Mega in the front, normal in the back, really cool stuff. Quite a cheap card too. This one, again, quite playable. That run Aaron ability is absolutely phenomenal in a lot of decks at the moment. You know, the Mega Absol, Mega Kangaskhan is doing big things at the moment in the TCG. So if you want a deck to play, it's a little bit of a complicated deck. I believe it's Tord Reklev that came up with the deck. And I think he played in Milwaukee potentially for the first time. So, and he did really well with it. Now everyone's absolutely smashing that deck. I believe, what's his name? I think his name's Ryuki Okada. He just won the Brisbane Regionals. And he played, I'm pretty sure, with this deck and absolutely killed it. So that's what we got for the Mega Evolutions. Then I had a goal of picking up one Journey Together card for my master set. Journey Together is one of those sets where it is a little bit cheap, and I actually do like the set. I feel like the set gets a pretty bad rap, but it's one of those sets where I'm pretty much only up to the SIRs at this point. I think I had a few illustration rares to go, so we'll see what we picked up there. Now for Journey Together, what did we get? We just picked up the 1, and we picked up the Wailord SIR. I keep saying this, IR. This is an absolute, I believe this should have been an SIR, to be honest with you. This card is absolutely gorgeous. The colors, everything about it is phenomenal. It's really, really good. It's just like a simple card, man. Like, it's just got the nice colors, and that's all you need from an IR a lot of the time. So yeah, this card, awesome. Had a chat with the guy about this card, actually. He said this is probably one of his favorite cards from Journey Together, and probably one of his favorite cards in general. So yeah, awesome card. Got it pretty cheap as well. A lot of vendors were selling it for like 30 to 35. This guy had them all marked for 25. He had so many of them. Could I have gotten a little bit of a discount? Maybe, but I figured I'm not going to try and bargain with him too much. I think I ended up picking up like a couple of the cards there. I think it totaled to like $54, and I just gave him 50 cash, and he was pretty happy with that. So that is Journey Together done. Tick it off the list. Next up was to pick up a Surging Sparks card. So with the Surging Sparks set, again, this is something that I tried master setting as soon as the set came out. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. You'll see there's a booster box that's sealed behind me potentially. I don't know, it could be cut off. I've got 2 booster boxes sitting there, still sealed. So I'm not ripping into those. They're 2 booster boxes that I actually purchased with the intention to keep them sealed, because they were the first booster boxes I ever bought, and I want to just keep them sealed for a long time. And I do think they'll eventually go up in price anyway. A lot of the stuff that I do hold as sealed product, I'm actually going to hold for long term. I'm going to hold them for 20, 30, 40 years. Honestly, it'll probably get to a point where my kids can have them and they can sell them for an absolutely stupid amount of money. And that's sort of what I'm hoping for, as you can see by a few of the ETBs behind me as well. Now, the Surging Sparks. What did I get? Nothing. I didn't pick up a single Surging Sparks card, unfortunately. I wasn't able to find anything that I needed. You know, I was looking for, I think it was like Slack Off, Feebas, and Cerulege, the IR versions of them, and I couldn't find any that were at a decent price, to be honest with you. You know, I really just wanted to find some that were not overpriced, to be honest. I can probably pick them up off eBay for a little bit cheaper than what they were all listed for at the vendors. Could I have haggled with them? Yeah, but like a lot of people weren't really willing to move too much today for some reason. And it was all good. Like, you know, a lot of people would have moved if I was doing bulk buys probably, but I'm just buying one individual card, so it wasn't really worthwhile at that time. But what I did pick up is some cards for my deck. So I picked up some playables. I needed this Purloin. I need this Purloin for my Sharpedo deck. It has the move Invite Evil. So search your deck for up to 3 dark Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So this is a good card to start with in the Sharpedo deck, because you can get a few cards like Toxtricity and the Sharpedo EX in your hand pretty quickly. And then I picked up a Hero's Cape as well, just for that deck to be playing with my Sharpedo. So in the end, didn't get anything for Surging, but I completely forgot that I needed these 2 cards, and I was able to pick them up. And this one here is a Pokeball holo as well, which is pretty cool stuff. So that'll be good to bling out the deck a little bit more. And the next one is I want to make a big trade. So I'm wanting to make a big trade for the Pikachu SIR, just because that is the biggest hitter of the set. I don't really want to fork out the $400, $500, $600 or whatever it's valued at right now. I think it's valued at around $450 to $500 maybe as the time of making this video. But yeah, I just don't want to fork that kind of money out. So I figured if I have some heavy hitters of cards within my collection, why not try and trade for it where I can? So we'll jump to the table. Hopefully there's a story. There may be, there might not be. Maybe I just did a straight swap. Who knows? Maybe I didn't even pick it up, but I guess we will find out right now. Now, next up was trading for the Pikachu. Probably the biggest hitter, probably the biggest thing that was going to happen in this video. And did I successfully do it? No, I did not. So I went to someone and they had it there raw for $470, which is probably perfect pricing. It's not too bad. It's not too expensive, not too cheap either. It's an expensive card as expected. They also had a PSA 9 as well, which was for $450. So it was a little bit cheaper than PSA 9. I was like, oh, if I'm going to get it, I'm just going to get that one and crack it. Like, I'm going to have it raw anyway. Or to be honest with you, I probably could have sent it back and maybe tried to get a 10 out of it, but it's not really my thing. Grading's not my thing. I don't know if you saw in my background before, all I've got for graded is like a little Charmander from the Shining Vault from, I think it's either Shining Fates or Hidden Fates, I can never remember. And then I've got the PSA 10 Charizard V-Star from the UPC. I picked that up for $250 and it's worth about $1,500 at the moment. So I've done a pretty good turnaround on that one. But what I was there and what I took to trade for said Pikachu was some of these cards here. I just took I just took 4 pretty normal cards. This one's going for about $30. This one probably goes for about 10. This one maybe goes for about 15. But this is the big hitter. So I packed this one a while back when Destined Rivals came out. And it's about a $380 to $400 card. The guy offered me $300 as market for it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but there's like a little mark at the top of the corner there. But to be honest with you, like, I don't really think that warranted dropping the price so much. I can't find anything cheaper than about, I think it was at $350 to $400 when I was looking this up. I might put it up on the screen, I might not, I might forget to, but yeah, I was trying to hopefully get there and just be like, yeah, what do you want? Like, will you take this? And they're going to be like, yeah, we'll look it up. Oh, it's about $380, $400. And then, they'll take 80%, as they do. Vendors should take a little bit less for trade. They need to make money too. And then, $380 would have been, what's 80% of that? I don't know, maybe about $300, let's just say hypothetically. And then I would have been willing to pay that. I probably would have haggled down. I probably would have said, $300 for this. I'll give you, $120 or something for the graded version. I would have cracked it. But yeah, when he said to me, he's like, oh, I can give you like I think he said $240 or something like that for it. And I was just like, oh man, I'm gonna have to think about it. And I did have to think about it, and I was just like, nah, it's not worth my time. I feel like I can chuck this up on like Facebook Marketplace or something like that and trade it for like at least $350, and then I could probably just purchase the Pikachu anyway. Then what we wanted to do is we wanted to pick up 3 cards for my National Dex binder. Again, don't know if you can see this, but maybe I'll pull it down. So this is my National Dex binder. It is a big binder. I believe it's, honestly, I couldn't even tell you. I think it's 16 pockets, maybe. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 20 a page. So this is my big binder. This is what I'm collecting the National Dex in. I don't get anything too exciting for this National Dex. I'm not doing any IRs. I'm not doing any full arts or anything like that. The small things that I am collecting in this are just regular cards, regular holos, reverse holos, and regular EXs as well, just because I want to keep this very simple and very clean, so it can, be a lot of vintage and things like that in there. So I'm really hoping when I get to the show, I can pick up some vintage. I really do like stamped reverse holos, so I'm hoping to get a few of those to sort of fill it up. I do know eventually I'm going to get to the sets like the Sun and Moon era and the XY eras and things like that, where, a lot of the cards are going to be either just very basic, or I might have to go with like full arts and things like that, especially for the newer Pokemon, because when you think about it, Sun and Moon is the first set that had Sun and Moon Pokemon, so I'm probably going to have to collect those more modern cards. But nonetheless, this is the big binder. We'll jump onto the table and we'll see what I picked up. And then lastly, what we've got is the stuff for the national decks. So what have we got here for the national decks? I picked up some absolute bangers. It's funny, going into this, I was like, oh, what cards am I going to want? And I really wanted to pick up a card from Deoxys, which was the Dusclops reverse holo. And funnily enough, that is exactly what I managed to find, this reverse holo Dusclops from Deoxys. I love this card. I reckon it's awesome. They also had a Duskull version of it in reverse as well, but it was really just way too beat up on the back. This one was actually quite nice on the back. Like, there's a little bit of a ding in that bottom corner, but there's nothing too crazy wrong. Like, the main thing that I looked for was in the actual holo pattern to see if there was any issues, but absolutely nothing. Really, really nice card. Next up, I don't even know what set this is from, to be honest with you, but I really liked it. I just saw the Torterra there. I thought it's a starter. Let's pick it up. It might be Heart Gold, Soul Silver maybe, or something like that, but it could be absolutely wrong. But yeah, really like this. It is a holo. I don't know if you can tell, but then on the back as well, not too much damage. Again, just like a little bit of a ding in that bottom corner. So again, really nice card and really pretty good pickup, $10 for an older card. And then lastly, I absolutely loved this one. I thought this was awesome. I picked up a Whismur from Crystal Guardians. Again, a little reverse holo. Really nice card, really cute. I was like, oh yeah, this will be perfect for that National Dex binder. Flip it around, and again, not really a lot of damage on the back across everything. So a little bit of dings in the corners, but nothing too crazy. So again, the reverse stamped holos I really do like. They're absolutely banger cards, so really good. So overall, Collector's Paradise was fantastic. It was a really, really good event. Ran quite smoothly. Wasn't super busy either. Lots of vendors, lots of great cards. You know, it wasn't as big as some of those other ones that you would normally go to here in Melbourne, but I really did enjoy it. The vibe was quite good. It was just quite chill. You know, there weren't hectic lines where you're standing there waiting in line for 20 million years. So it was really, really cool. Now, one of the big takeaways from this video is going to be, did I get over my anxiety? No, not really. But that's why we have these series. That's why we're doing this channel. It's not going to come after that second video. It's going to take a long time for me to conquer it, and hopefully eventually we do get there. I'm absolutely spewing that I wasn't able to get a Surging Sparks card. Unfortunately, there's only a few cards that I do need, and some of the ones that I did want were probably a little bit more on the pricey end than what I actually wanted, and people weren't really willing to bargain on them for some reason, which is what it is, right? Like, these people want to hold these cards, they want to trade them, whatever. They don't want to take a cheaper price for them. I guess people, you know, price the cards a little bit differently from person to person, vendor to vendor. You know, some people use TCG Player, some people use price charting, some people use eBay last sold. It really just depends on the person selling the card. And I'm actually spewing as well that I didn't get to pick up that Pikachu SIR, but maybe we're going to have to see what happens with that one. Hopefully, we can go to another show at some point. I do believe there's a show next weekend. I don't know 100% if I'm going to go to it or not. You know, it's probably passed by the time this video comes out, so whether or not I went is a whole nother story, but you know, fingers crossed we can get that Pikachu SIR, because then once that big hit is out of the way, you know, completing the rest of the set won't be too much of a hard task. But hope you guys did enjoy this video, hope you enjoyed the cards that I picked up, and I'll catch you on the next one.